of luck. Now, the 2014 finalist nominees list for the Wawela Awards has been announced. These awards aim to recognize people behind the creation of songs, publishers, music composers, songwriters and lyricists. To help us unpack what we can expect from this year's event, we're joined in studio from SAMRO's Marketing Communications Department, Kgomotso Mosenogi. Kgomotso, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's talk about this year's event and what it promises to deliver.
This year's event is going to take place on the 27th of June. We started the awards are in their second year. The whole point why I wanted to have these awards was obviously to recognize and to reward the composers of music, publishers, lyricists, as well as the authors of music, because although there are other awards in South Africa, the writers of music or the owners of copyright were hardly ever recognized. And these are the people who make sure that the music that you love, the music that enhances the picture that you watch on TV or what you listen to on the radio, whether it's an ad, whether it's a television production, they're the ones who create that music. And we wanted to have these awards because as SAMRO members, as the composers of music, we wanted them to come to the fore and for the general public to know who are the people behind the music.
Talk to me about the shift in appreciation since this award started, because you did say it is about the guys behind the scenes. Do they, the industry, is there a sense of finally there's something that not only honors us but shows a little bit of respect to us?
There's a lot of appreciation, and we've received amazing feedback from our members. Last year it was the first ever awards that we've ever hosted. The feedback was great, even because we have standard categories where our members are encouraged to submit their entries for. Over and above the standard categories, we have the special awards, and that's the awards that are just decided on by a panel of judges. But in terms of the awards that members are supposed to submit their entries for, the interest and the response has been very overwhelming. We've received positive feedback, not just from our members, but from the media and from other industry stakeholders as well.
And let's get this right. I mean, there's somebody sitting at home. These awards are not for just people who have their songs on commercial space. It's for anybody who can submit a song.
That's correct. The awards are for the composers of music. They're not genre specific, so whether you create classical music or kwaito or hip hop, it's irrelevant. The categories are in such a way that we don't place emphasis on any genre of music. For instance, we look at music that's used in television commercials, in television productions, radio commercials. We look at the songwriter of the year, for instance. So we're not that much specific about the genre. It's just the piece of music and how that piece of music fits into whatever the category is, how it enhances a TV production, for instance, if it's a TV category.
Kgomotso, how have you seen this change the attitudes of the songwriters that have been involved? How's it changed their lives?
It's changed their lives in a way that now a lot more people are now aware of the creation of the song, the process of creating a song. People just generally enjoy what they hear on the radio, but they don't know what happens behind the scenes. The people who spend sleepless nights in studio creating these musical works. So it's just bringing to the fore that over and above the music that you hear on the radio that you can dance to at a club, for instance, there's other pieces of music that's created by the composers. For instance, you cannot watch a TV production without music in the background, but that's music that's never paid attention to, but there are people who create those music, and those people are SAMRO members, and that's why we wanted to honor and recognize their efforts.
In 30 seconds, just talk to me about where we are in the industry at the moment. The fact that we have Wawela, the success of it, we've got the SAMROs, there's a deeper appreciation for South African music. Just talk to me about the landscape at the moment very quickly.
The landscape in such a way that there's a whole lot of collaboration. There are different organizations within the music industry that do various things. And as SAMRO, over and above us, representing the composers of music and ensuring that every time their music is used, they get compensated for in terms of royalties, because we license entities that use music in their establishments, like broadcasters, TV stations, radio stations, and every time their music is used, there are royalties that are due to them. So there's a whole lot more collaboration. We currently, SAMRO and NOM have come together to form a company called Capasso that's going to administer mechanical rights. So there's a whole lot more collaboration. We're now working together for the good of the composers of music.
We're going to leave it there, but thank you very much. Sounds to me like the musical landscape is in really good health. That was Kgomotso Mosenogi, Communications and Marketing Manager at SAMRO, talking to us about the nominations list for the Wawela Awards, scheduled to take place on the 27th of June. Let us know what you think about it. Morning Live at sabc.co.za. Let's head over to Lebo.